Whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, magic, and power in it. Begin it now. I'm giving up my career as a software engineer to pursue a career in the arts. Sounds like a big leap, right? Let me take you back to how this all started. 10 years ago, I was in LA juggling every side hustle I could get my hands on. Dog walker, nanny for the rich and famous, server of vegan ice cream, model, background actor, the list goes on and on. Originally, I had studied musical theater in New York, but I took a cross-country detour to LA to give film and TV a shot. It wasn't working. I was spreading myself thin just trying to make ends meet. My boyfriend was in LA for the same reason, but he had a survival job as a web developer. He worked from home, started at 2 p.m., probably made triple than what I was making from all of my other jobs combined. I don't even know what he did all day. I remember calling it magic, and to be honest, I was jealous. So I made a rash decision. I quit all of my other jobs and taught myself how to code. 6 months later, I got my first freelance client, and the rest was history. I had started my career in tech. Learning to code and working as a software engineer was empowering. I don't want to overlook that. For several years, I worked at a global animal rights nonprofit, and my ability to code became the way I contributed to the change that I wanted to see in the world. It was like a superpower, a force multiplier for other people's work, for other people's benevolence. I was hooked. There's this algorithm in computer science called the hill climbing algorithm. The idea is simple. You always take the next highest step and keep climbing until you reach the peak. But here's the catch. Always taking the next highest step doesn't necessarily get you to the highest ground. It only takes you to the peak closest to you at the time, which may just be a hill in the vicinity of the mountain that you actually want to climb. And that's what I was doing in my tech career. I kept climbing that hill one step after the other because that happened to be the incline that was closest to me at the time. I believe that I was taking action to do the most good that I could do in the world. And maybe if I had continued down that path, it would have been the most good. I don't know. But what I do know is that tech made me miserable. It brought out the worst parts of me, the perfectionist. It brought out my anxiety, and it took over my life. Howard Thurman famously said, "Don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive." Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. And that brings me to today. What makes me come alive is the arts. It's theater, it's music, it's film, it's storytelling, digging into the human condition. It's the conclusion I can't escape because it feels undeniable. It feels like I'm starting over. But that's not entirely true. I've been doing local theater here in Savannah for the past 2 years, and it feels like I'm finally on the right track again. But at most, it's a part-time gig. The opportunities are limited. I don't want to wait for someone to give me a role in a film or to cast me in a show for that to become a reality. I want to give myself the green light. So, I'm leaving the tech world behind, and I'm turning to YouTube. I want to document my response to the question, what makes me come alive? I don't know exactly what my future will look like, but I think there's something captivating about watching someone go all in on their dreams, especially when they're sacrificing something important. If you want to watch me try, consider subscribing. Also, if you are on a similar journey or you're just starting out on YouTube yourself, drop your channel in the comments. Thanks for watching.
I'm reaching out, guide me through, show the way.